Okay, so I just got this breather cap from CFM in today. I ordered it on Amazon. Just happened to have a Amazon gift certificate from a family member, so figured what the heck. I've seen these off and on, and I thought it was kind of a neat idea. About 80 bucks. Concept is this replaces your oil fill cap, and it's supposed to allow the pressure from the crankcase due to blow-by. In a turbo car, you've got a little more blow-by than a regular car, but in general, it has a check valve in here that allows a one-way flow. When the crankcase gets a certain pressure level, it allows it to breathe out of this filter, and then the ball falls back down again under vacuum, and it won't draw any engine air into the crankcase through this. It only allows it to exit. So it's kind of a neat concept for a breather. I do not have a catch can. I've toyed with the idea, but Stratified on their website has a whole little article or analysis about the benefits and the drawbacks of a catch can. And based on their article, I really haven't bothered putting one in because it can add more of a resistance in the system due to the baffling and everything else. And they say that it catches very little actual oil. It's pretty much vapor with a little bit of oil residue in it. So it can be deceiving how much it captures. And with the Ford DI engines, they even have images showing that it really doesn't do much for the carbon buildup. The best bet for carbon buildup is running your engine hot. Basically, you can't run low RPMs all the time. It allows it to cool down too much. It allows the combustion process to be a little colder. It doesn't burn off as much of that residue. And one of the most guaranteed ways to clean it up is add a auxiliary fuel system that acts more like a older school injection system and throws the fuel in before the intake valves, behind the intake valves, and washes those runners of the debris. So anyway, so I'm not really expecting much with this. Got it in red. Figured it adds a little bit to the engine bay, and I said I had the gift certificate anyway. There should be no negative impact of this since it's only allowing it to vent. It's not pulling anything in, and so it should just augment the existing PCV system and not impair it. So I'll put it on the car. I'm not really going to do an install video because all you do is pop the oil cap off and put this on. There's not even a clamp. This sucker just sits on here pretty snug, so just like popping your oil cap off. But I'll do a quick video of it, how it looks on the engine bay, around the engine. Quick little add-on. You can see exactly how simple this thing is. I just noticed it, but you may have already seen it in the video, but that noise is literally, you can see the white ball in there. That's actually the check valve. It's just a big check ball in there that gets pulled down. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see, but it gets pulled down under vacuum and then under some pressure, pops up, and then you can see, get the focus, we can see little vents in there. So real simple. It's like a miniaturized ping pong ball in there. So it's a little hard to get a grip on due to the smooth sides. One thing you want to do, take a little bit of oil, throw it on the ring that's on there, stick a rag, screw it on. If you happen to run into a little bit more resistance, strap wrench is your friend. Just don't crank on it too much, allow it to slip a little bit, but not too bad. Goes on real easy. Like I said, it makes it a little bit harder to get the cap off, but throw the lid on there and there it is. Not super exciting, but adds a little more. Got the red radiator hoses and red filter, so it adds a little bit of red accent. The red diverter, sorry, the Simposer delete. Since I'm pointing out those hoses right now, I highly recommend not doing silicone radiator hoses. Turns out, after doing a little bit of research, putting them in, they actually are more permeable than regular rubber, and they allow some of the coolant to escape. So you get a little bit of a coolant smell in the engine bay, and I've noticed every couple months about 100 milliliters. Pretty small, but about 100 milliliter drop in coolant every couple months. So honestly, don't bother with silicone hoses. They look good, but they really don't provide any benefit for a daily driven car.